Hi guys, welcome back to Ufoma TV. So today we're doing a Netflix series review called As the Crow Flies. It was worth every second of my time. I saw it over the weekend. I think it came out a couple of weeks ago. I don't know if I've seen a movie that was that captivating this year. It was so interesting, filled with so many life lessons. It's definitely a must watch. I'm gonna rate it a 10 over 10. I gotta start that way because I'm just being honest. Like, I totally enjoyed the movie. I couldn't stop. It had about 8 episodes. It was created by the Turkish people, a Turkey producer, and Turkish actors and actresses. And each and every one of them, they were so brilliant in all their roles. I do not know all the real names, but I'm just gonna go ahead and name them just as the characters were, okay? So without further ado, let's get right into this video. So As the Crow Flies is actually an idiom based on the fact that crows, which are very intelligent birds, fly straight to the nearest food supply. So they don't wanna like start looking for food all over the place, or search A, they don't see food, search B, they don't see food. They're just gonna know food is at C, we're going straight to C, okay? Like, they will take the shortest route to get to where they're gonna eat, period. It was amazing how they showed different ways you can actually bring strong people down. The movie is just real life, because in life you get people who are just envious, jealous, just because you're pretty successful and stuff. So that's the bottom line, but there were a lot of other things they taught about, and I'll definitely tell you every lesson I learned. So the lion was Layla Khan, who was a news anchor. She was so beautiful, tall, nice, buddy, like model like. She was married with 2 kids, had everything going on for her. Then there was Ashley, who was the bird. She was a young girl who was obsessed with this news anchor because she's been watching her since she was like a little child, and went over to journalism school and ended up trying to sneak her way into this news anchor's office so she can work with her. I mean, she was literally going home, plotting her graphs, dotting her I's just to bring people down. You don't know what lengths people actually go to bring you down, man. This movie was such an eye-opener. And one other thing I really liked about Layla was she was so calm, so classy. Like, she was just everything womanly, like so admirable. In fact, she was more like a mentor. Everyone admired her for her grace, her poise. But then, in the midst of all that admiration, there was envy, there was jealousy, there were people who wanted to take her down because they just wanted to walk in her shoes. But you don't know, to walk in those kind of shoes, you have to be a strong person. It's not just for everybody. And there was also the love triangle. So she had an ex-boyfriend called Kenan, and they worked in the same office. This little bird, Ashley, was trying to ruin her marriage and leaving little hints to the husband, making it look like she's cheating on him, you know. So she was having marriage issues. I mean, the lion now, Layla, started having marriage issues, started having work issues, and she's like, what's going on? And there's something that I know for sure is if everything is going well, then all of a sudden you realize things stop going well, it probably means you started doing something you didn't used to do before, or you started hanging out with people you didn't used to hang out before, or something probably changed, you know. Just like using a new soap and you start having some skin reactions, then you'll be like, oh, was it food poisoning? You need to check everything that you started using in the past month, past 2 months. Then once you figure out it's this soap, this cream, you stop it, and you know, your body comes back to normal. So that is how it is in life. She was able to find out, like, okay, this is the reason why all these bad things are happening to me. And Layla Khan told her something. She was like, to get to where I am, I reported in Iraq. I went to cold regions. Like, when you see these pretty newscasters, they started from somewhere. Like, they didn't just become celebrities overnight, role models overnight. It's usually a climb. Like, the ladder starts from down and you're going to climb up. Some people climb faster than others, but that don't even matter. Money is not everything, because this Ashley girl ended up destroying herself in the process because you want to get there. Do you even know what's happening there? Sometimes being in your happy space is more than being up there. But who not gonna know, right? So there was this boss person who was always putting Twitter things, and even this girl went far ahead to create multiple accounts just to start saying bad things about this pretty lady. And it just made me wonder, like, social media is a mess. Why would one person have 10 accounts just to create a trend, hashtag this person is bad? And I'm like, wow, woo. Like, this movie really opened my eyes. If I sit at home and be reading all these blogs, I was like, wait, so what if Insta blog is the same thing as Gist Lover? And maybe Linda Ikeji is actually the same thing as Insta blog. Maybe it's one person that is running these 3 accounts. Making money on our head because we don't want to stop reading gossips. But yeah, it's even possible. You know how all the celebrities, we have fan accounts, these accounts. What if they are the ones running it in their living room? I never thought about that till I watched this movie. Like, people literally have multiple accounts, maybe just to bash somebody. Because what she does is, let me give you an example. So there was a time she appeared on the screen just to give the lady her phone, and she went on her multiple accounts and was like, who is that pretty girl that just got on the screen? Hashtag take over this one's job, something like that. Then she did that with like 10 accounts. Before you know, the thing started trending. So you will be there thinking other people are even noticing her, but my sister, you're noticing yourself all by yourself and using all your time and energy to be going from account to account. People have time. People have time. Just in case you don't know, if somebody's plotting you, they literally have that time to plot you. They will sit down, create that time, and they'll plot you very well. But that aside, her best friend ended up betraying her, and she realized on this day, because she don't report fake news, but they set her up to report fake news, and she realized they were setting her up for defeat and disaster, because the plan was, if she reports the fake news, they just got on their phone and started using all those fake accounts to be like, oh, she a liar, she reporting fake news, she needs to step down, she's this, she's that. But guess what? The lion knows when to step down. That's why she's a lion. She knows when people are hating on her. She knows when to move on. She knows when the grass is no longer green. She's so smart. Like, I really admired her in that movie. I'm not even gonna lie to you, because there's some things I'll be like, Foma, you know you can't do that. But we're learning, right? As we grow, we're learning. So that part of the movie was such a huge turnaround when she realized even her best friend of over 10 years, like, it's so sad. This is somebody who's your confidant, you tell everything to, and they stab you in the back just because of money, you know? But that's real life. Like, money changes people. Fame changes people. I know how they say when you get up there is more lonely. It's more lonely because of how you probably treat other people. You just probably neglect your friends because you want to roll with the big boys and stuff like that. But it's just so sad to see how life turned around. When I watched the series, I was like, oh, the bed is this, the bed is that. When I saw what her friend did to her, that actually touched me more, because I'm like, sometimes friendships, they don't pass tests. Just regular, I'm not even gonna go there, because we all have friendship dramas, right? La 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 la. So long story short, let me just go ahead and tell you about the lessons I learned. And the first lesson I learned was, don't see your exes every single day. Like, old firewood. I don't even know who came up with that, but old firewood, it quick they catch fire. How do I say it in English? You cannot see your exes every day. Like, why would you even want to do that? Because at a point, her husband had to tell her to choose, you know? Like, do you want to keep, because the man is feeling uncomfortable, and that is his right. Like, you're his wife. It's not easy for him to know you're going to be with your ex every single day at work. I don't know, is there no other job to do? Is that the only job in the whole world? I don't know, man. But I'm just giving you my own what I learned to. Like, don't see your exes every day. Like, try to create some boundaries, you know? Create those boundaries early, early. Then another thing is respect your spouse. My husband's name was Salim and he was amazing. I actually saw a wedding and the preacher said something. He's like, as much as the Bible says wives submit to your husband, the Bible still says husbands love your wife. And he was like, if your wife doesn't submit to you, it means you need to love her some more. And same to the wife, if your husband doesn't love you, it means you need to submit some more. And this guy loved his wife, even though he had those feelings, maybe she was cheating on him, he was still loving her, like making her breakfast, still being so nice to her and stuff. I was touched, I'm not even gonna lie, because normal man, he's suspecting, he will change too now. Like, you know, they will probably want to go outside too, or just be stubborn and hard-headed. But then he was loving her some more. So when it got to the time where she needed to choose between the ex-boyfriend and the husband, it was pretty easy. So husbands, please love your wife. Wives, please submit to your husband. And once there's any friction, just submit more and love more, and everything's gonna fall into place, okay? Then another thing I learned was have time for your family, especially your kids. You know, they're not young forever, and those foundational days are very important. So yes, please just try, because once they're 5, they're not going to be 5 again. Once they're 10, they're not going to be 10 again. And when they're teenagers, they're grown. Like, you probably might not be able to teach them anything anymore because they're learning from outside. So that's something else I learned, like have time for your kids regardless. Avoid envy and jealousy, because they grow, like envy will grow, that jealousy will grow, it becomes hatred. Before you know, you are bitter. If you hear the person's name, you want to kill yourself. Just avoid it. Like once you realize there's somebody you're just having in your mind, just find peace around it. So be happy with yourself, your small managed life. You don't have to be a lion to enjoy life. Some people without so much money are enjoying life more. There is no short way to success. You gotta wait for your time. Some people have it fast, some have it slower, but just be patient and trust the process. A lot of bosses are usually like that. They don't really care. Like they just want to use you for their own gains. And that's how the workplace is. So don't even take things personal. Don't take it personal. Don't let anything affect your personal peace, your personal happiness. Even though your boss is being mean, still find positivity in that job you're doing. Do it for a reason. And if you want to change jobs because you don't like how you're being treated, go ahead and do that. You don't have to stay in one place and be bad, be bitter, then start thinking of bad things. No, it's not that serious. It's actually not that serious. Just keep your head up. Even if you know people are hating on you. Like this Lali lady, she kept her head up till the last day. Like she literally, I don't want to say everything that happened, but she kept her head up and she ended up choosing happiness. So yes, anytime you're with a decision to make, always go with happiness. Wherever you know you're happy, you're at peace, that is the right choice. Another thing is everything you do in life, just know is a legacy you're creating, and good name is actually better than riches. I know money is good, yes, we all want to be rich, we all want to live that flamboyant life, but in all, we want to preserve our legacy, we want to be remembered for something good. I did a video about this a while ago where I said people are not really going to remember a lot of things about you, but they will definitely remember how you made them feel. Yes, always remember, people never forget that little good you did. It doesn't have to be money. So yeah, so those are the few points I learned. This movie is on Netflix, As the Crow Flies. You should really see it. I gave it a 10 over 10. I'm not gonna be stingy because it was worth my time, worth my energy, worth my review, and I absolutely learned a lot, and I hope you're gonna learn a lot too. So just drop it in the comments what you think about the movie, if you've seen it. If you are gonna see it, just let me know. And thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you. If you've not subscribed, please do well, subscribe to my channel. Give us a thumbs up because that really helps my channel. Let's grow this little baby together, okay? I love you guys so much. Have a beautiful day and a beautiful week ahead. Bye-bye.